This episode of Reppin the Stateline podcast with John, George, and Josh is sponsored by The Mortgage Dad. Working with George's team gives you access to an unmatched menu of mortgage programs and over 100 years of combined mortgage experience. Skip the stress, love your mortgage experience, and get home with George. Visit www.homewithgeorge.com. NMLS ID 443967.
Welcome back, Stateline. How are you guys doing today?
Oh, it is so good to be back. How are you guys? I missed you guys.
Oh, don't lie.
I'm doing pretty well. John, you still on that island time, or are you back on this central time zone?
I'm on island time. I'm still wearing island shirts, even though we got off the plane and it was hot in Port Canaveral. Got off the boat to Port Canaveral, got to Orlando Airport. It was still warm. Got off the plane at Midway, and it was about 25 degrees colder here. So yeah, I'm freezing right now. It was a good week to 10 days of 88 degrees with 70% humidity and full sunshine. And today it was overcast half the day. So you know how it is. I think I'm tanned a little bit.
It's really hot to me, so I just kicked on the air. Sorry about that, guys.
Oh, no problem. I'm like freezing since I got back. It's a little cold, but it is what it is, right? But how'd you guys do last week? What's going on? What was the last week like while I was away? Like, I heard the podcast. I mean, it was an awesome episode. If you had missed it, people listening right now, if you missed the podcast, remember you can watch and listen. You can watch our videos on YouTube on Selling the Stateline is my channel. George, what is your YouTube channel?
Home with George.
Home with George. If you search for that on YouTube, you will find it. Josh, do you have a YouTube channel yet?
I do not.
I
am not with the times.
Josh's homework is to have a YouTube channel up and running by the end of the month. All right. Oh, that's this week. That's this weekend.
I'll put my kid in charge of it. I'm sure he knows exactly the ins and outs of YouTube, as it is trying to get a kid to go to bed. Yes. And he's hiding underneath his blankets watching YouTube. So
watching YouTube videos. But again, everybody listening to us, listen on iTunes, on Buzzsprout, on Amazon Music, on Spotify,
iTunes,
iTunes. We're Apple Music. We're everywhere right now. I mean, we are popping up. So like I got 6 alerts, and I was like, well, which one do I want to download it on? So I listened to our episode on iTunes while I was away, and great episode, except for a couple of things we're going to fact check a little later in the show. But please like, subscribe, share with your friends. Go to Facebook to Repping the Stateline. You can watch the videos there. You guys did post last week's video on Repping the Stateline, right?
George?
If not, I will get that video up and running with this one this week. Make sure we have all our videos up there. So
I am not, I know enough tech to be dangerous, but I'm definitely more of a face-to-face type of guy. So posting stuff on social media and posting things in different areas isn't really my forte.
Well, we understand that, being that you are the youngest guy in the group. I thought for sure you would know the technology better than this. But all right. So what you guys have going on? A couple of big things happening.
I had a big time week last week. So I had a insurance conference on Wednesday in Chicago with our sister company. So that was good. It was finally, after 2 years, we're back in action. So we got to see a lot of our peers and people we work with on a daily basis.
Do you know why?
Insurance side of things.
Do you know why that was such a great conference? Do you want to tell the group what you did that morning? Why it was so awesome?
Oh yeah, I did. I had coffee with George at Meg's name, right? For about an hour to kill some time before we headed out to Chicago. So I had that. I spoke in front of a local realtors association about some DIY inspection stuff that I know a little bit about. Thursday, I'm part of this huge, I'm sure you guys heard it, part of the Sheila A. Doyle Foundation out of Chicago. Helps kids ages 7 to 17 that have lost a loved one to homicide. in the city and around all over the United States. Bereavement camp. So we have an annual gala every year. So I was able to speak in front of a bunch of people there. I gave out a humanitarian award to a lady that lives out in Crystal Lake that is doing some excellent work for the foundation and in the area when it deals with homicides. So that was super cool. I won some free Cubs tickets from Progressive Insurance. Shout out Progressive. So it was kind of cool. I met Dusty Baker's business partner. That was super cool. I'm really excited to learn more about their business and the ins and outs of it. And then to kind of wrap things up for the week, my kid Mason had his first kid pitch baseball tournament. And that was pretty exciting. We went 1-1. He played really well. And now we're here into this week. So last week was a very busy week for us. A lot of fun, a lot of excitement. Couldn't ask for a better week. So
very nice. And how about you, George? How was your last week?
My last week is awesome. I'm excited that my construction is making progress at my house. So I've almost got a shower back, and I got my shower back. That was a big step. Just now I was almost late for recording this podcast. Literally came in the door 2 minutes before we went live, but we had an awards for my student, my kid at school. And I'm the proud father of an honor roll student, as well as a recipient of the Thrive Award from her school.
Oh, so nice.
Very, very excited. Gonna definitely celebrate that tonight.
Now that is Lily, correct?
That is Lily. Yep, fifth grade.
And for you that don't know, you guys hear Lily every week because she is our announcer for who's sponsoring our episode that week. So
yeah.
But not only is she doing amazing in school, but she's also a talent here on the program.
Absolutely. She is the genius behind the voice. And don't worry, I had her sign a waiver so we're protected as a
okay.
podcast.
Yeah, we don't want her to come back at us and say we didn't do.
Absolutely.
So, but that's amazing. Congratulate her. She's an awesome kid.
Yeah.
So, and it's great when we see our kids succeeding at stuff. That's for sure.
It was a fun weekend. This weekend, my wife went to Chicago with her sister-in-law. Spent the weekend, went to a couple shows downtown Chicago, stayed at the Hotel Zachary right across the street from Wrigley. And they had a nice little couple nights away, which meant this guy got to watch the kiddos all weekend. And not only that, for a good period of the weekend, I had my brother-in-law's kiddos as well. So I had 4 little Rugrats at the house. It was a great weekend, let me tell you. So
that's awesome.
But no, it was great. We did not go out. Rather, we brought Lino's home. I just had a craving for Lino's this weekend. Probably my favorite pizza in town is gotta be Lino's. Something about that pizza at Lino's. I know a lot of. What?
What'd you say? We're gonna have some words. Now that you brought it out, we're gonna have to have a pizza video because you live on the east side of town and you guys get Lino's. I live on the west side of town and we get Giuseppe's.
I've had Giuseppe's.
I'm way north and we get like everything. So
I have had Giuseppe's. My neighbor swears by Giuseppe's. So
I think we're all gonna have to bring our favorite pizza from each place and have a taste testing to see who might in town have the best slice.
How about? Wait! I got an idea.
You say slice. I mean, I've lived here now 22 years. I'm from New York City. Where do you get a slice of pizza around here? Because everywhere I go, I get this little square. It's like little cell phones.
All right.
And you got to grab little pieces.
An idea.
It depends on what size pizza you get, John.
I got an idea. Let's do this.
All right.
Next week's episode is our first episode sponsored by
Corby
Financial. And we're going to have it at your office.
Corby Financial's office, yeah.
Yep. So why don't we, the 3 of us, each bring like a smallest size pizza from our favorite pizza place, and then we are going to have obviously our tasting, but we can also taste each other's pizza and decide who we think is the best pizza in town. I'll bring Lino's, you bring Giuseppe's, and then John, you bring your favorite pizza around.
I'll bring something from up north here in the Roscoe-Racton area.
Oh, well, I know of a good place up there, but
there's a couple of really good ones up there.
People either love or hate Pietro's, but you don't have to necessarily go there.
People do love or hate Pietro's. And I will say Pietro's is a very nice pizza, but we've got a couple other ones up here that people don't really think about so much.
Is there Bravo Pizza? Bravo Pizza thing?
Bravo, that's up by South Beloit area over there.
Is it?
I have had Bravo Pizza. There's a pizza I miss when we first moved here. I was a contractor for years before I started selling real estate. Taylor Street Pizza, and I actually worked on the lady who started the franchise, and they're gone now though. Taylor Street is gone. They had like 13 locations between Belvedere, Marengo, into DeKalb, into Rockford, and it was my favorite pizza when I first moved here.
I'll tell you a quick story since we're talking about slice pizza. If you've never had one of my favorite pizza slices in Chicago is Bocce's. Okay, there's only a couple locations. There's one in the Ukrainian Village, and there's one I know in Wrigleyville, where you walk in and back in the day, I guarantee it's not that now, but back in the day, you'd get a soda and a giant slice. And I'm talking about a slice that's probably 12 inches long, like a legit huge slice of pizza for $3.50. It was the best thing around. That every weekend when I went into the Ukrainian neighborhood, that would be routine. After Ukrainian school, we'd go get pizza by the slice at Bocce's. Bocce's pizza's amazing in Chicago. I miss that place. Anyways,
there was a pizza place. I was working downtown Chicago when I was in the Carpenters Union. I was remodeling a building for Children's Memorial Hospital on the corner of Clark and Deming. So the medical building was on that corner. Across the street was a Starbucks, and 3 doors down from the Starbucks, there's a pizza place, and on the sign it said, "Authentic New York style pizza." And I ate lunch every day for the 3 months I worked on that project at that pizza place. The guy came from New York City, and it was the closest thing I ever had to being home. So that was I think my favorite slice, and that was on Clark Street, just one block down.
What was it called?
West of Demings. It was like some name. I think it was like Vinny's or something, but then it was like Authentic New York Pizza. That's what it was called.
All right.
So
I saw a meme the other day about pizza, and you guys are gonna really appreciate it. So the meme was about this girl who ordered pizza off of DoorDash, and it got delivered to her house, and she was mad because it wasn't cooked. She got DoorDash from Papa Murphy's. The take and bake pizza.
That's a good one.
That's horrible. All right.
That's a good one.
Well, one thing I do want to say to you guys was my week last week, we were talking about pizza. We're talking about great food. I spent the last week on a Royal Caribbean cruise, and the food was absolutely amazing. But the trips, the little spots to go to, and I've got something we're going to have a little taste next week as well. I'm holding out for you guys. This is a bottle of Old Town rum. And this is actually, I took a sample to give you a little shot before you could buy it. It is produced in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Island. It is made, and I'll read right off the bottle here, exclusively made with 100% first press sugarcane. So they distill this, and when it's ready, they then put it into cognac barrels, French cognac barrels, and it sits in there and ages for 3 years, 36 months in the barrel. And they ship it off to France, because that's how they get the cognac barrels back to France. And then it comes back in the bottle from France. So it is bottled in France, but it's produced on the island. And the weirdest thing is, I was shocked that it had like this indent and there's a groove. It's an ashtray on this side. Or at least that's what it looks like to me. When you're done with the bottle, it's like a cigar ashtray. So
that's the island voice for you right there.
It's the island. That's it. But we're going to be trying this, and this will be one of the items we try today. I know it's rum, but it's aged in a cognac. It's kind of like made. It tasted very much like it's a sipping. It's a couple ice cubes and a sip. So, but it's a really nice rum, but it warms you right here. So just like you would if you had a cognac or a brandy, or even like a really nice scotch. So that was one item that absolutely adored. But the drinks, the people, if you get to travel now that we're able to travel again outside of the US, I totally recommend seeing the US Virgin Islands. It is just, it's an American territory. People are friendly, the tourism, they just want you to come down. They want you to experience their life and their island. And it's just been a fun time. So just wanted to throw that out there. I know a lot of people are thinking of where they want to go come the cold weather, even though summer hasn't even hit yet. But
so that does bring us into you being gone for the week. Me and George decided to play a little game. As you guys know, if you watched or listened last week's episode, we played a little game of Where is John? And I feel like me and George did a pretty awesome job. Playing
I'm
this.
Crying now thinking about it.
And I've heard that JB has some kind words to say about our time on the air.
Well, I loved last week because we had no rebuttals. I mean, everything we said was gospel, and it was true, and it worked, and it was a great episode.
I am sticking by every fact that we said, George. 100%.
Much like Facebook, I had some independent fact checkers take a look, and I apologize. Now you hear Escrow and Archer barking in the background. This is the joys of recording. Hold on 1 second. You guys talk for a minute.
It was the potato salad. Just know it was.
It was the potato salad.
My dogs are going nuts here. I don't know if you can hear them over your speakers, but they're going nuts. I'm thinking it's just a little crazy. All right, they calmed down for a second, thankfully. All right, 1, potato salad. Independent fact checker. Oh, where'd Josh go? Josh?
Oh.
We just lost Josh.
It's all right.
Go ahead. Independent fact checkers said the potato salad, that is a lie. It was not potato salad. If we recall, this was a really great networking event. And they do have a cash bar at the center. And I like to partake in a Tito's and soda with a lemon and lime from time to time. And so I decided to have one that day to celebrate. And I just got done squeezing the lemon and the lime in the drink. Mm-hmm. And I taking that lime juice off my fingers, and you guys caught me in a picture. So thank you.
You're welcome.
So, number 2, these are my everyday glasses. They're not progressive lenses. So that was fact checked and found to be false, Josh. It is a clip-on though. So that's how we change them. But other than that, you guys were 100% right with everything except for the fact that George, the guy who soaked you, who you weren't sure at chamber games, that was me. I dumped the bucket of water on you. I apologize. You never recovered.
Yeah.
You're back, Josh.
I'm back. Okay. Technology can really be a slam sometimes. But you know what? Quick turnaround time. What I missed?
Well, you just missed that the fact check for my glasses, they're not progressives. They are a clip. We do clip them on. That's how we get these cool shades.
Ooh.
And that Josh, yes, they're not.
But I don't know because I wasn't here. Have you showed your new purchase?
No, not yet. We'll get to that next.
Okay.
Because I was in the middle of, we were just telling George, the guy that soaked him at the chamber games, that was me.
Yes.
I came up behind him and soaked him. He had no clue.
I have to tell you,
here's our EXP third place trophy. We did get third. We weren't in last.
Guess what?
Yes, you got first.
Guess who didn't get first?
Rycom.
Yeah,
exactly. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Hey, being that I have like the smallest company in the group, we were a brand new company to the Rockford area with EXP. At that time we only had like 3 or 4 agents for EXP in the Rockford area, in the Stateline chamber, and we had to use our photographer, and we had to use our spouses and everything else to try and get our team together third place was not bad considering we had like nobody to participate. And you guys all had teams like 15 people each. We had the same 8 people rotating for everything.
This is true.
And we did win the relay race. And I have video of that relay race where EXP creamed everybody in the relay. Yes.
That's because I think somebody dropped the egg at the very end.
I went.
There was no egg in the relay race. There was the bucket toss, the ring toss, the darts.
No, you guys didn't win. Whoa.
We won that.
No. That was my last event.
No. We won that. We won where you did the 5 events you ran. We won it. I have the video to prove it.
All right.
Well, I need proof.
I don't remember that. It's okay.
Yeah, we don't remember. But here, Josh was talking about the new purchase. So in order to do the transition thing, that's our black ones. Here's the new ones.
There you go.
Man, those just look so good on you, JB.
Well, I appreciate that. So I'm getting used to the prescription change.
But so you do know, everybody, JB's new glasses are 100% transitionals.
Yes, and you will see them on the golf course.
You fact checked correctly, but you are wearing transitional lenses now. So
well, not at the moment.
George, do you wear transitionals?
I do. These are 100% transitionals. That's these are the transitions, the only kind of glasses I get anymore. I hate the taking off glasses, putting.
Well, that was the whole thing. You got to carry this little case around with the clip everywhere you go, and then you snap it on, snap it off, and you get pockets, and it's just
I'm so blind that if I were to take my glasses off, I can't see in front of me.
But you wear contacts.
Yes, I'm a contact guy with sunglasses.
And my vision is horrible in the fact that one eye can see close up and the other eye can see far away, but they can't do both. And I've got a full progressive lens. So to help me do that with 2 different eyes at 2 different matches. So to get a contact, it's almost impossible. So I'm stuck with frames, and I prefer frames anyway. I don't like touching my eye. That's like the weirdest thing. I mean, like my wife was on our trip.
I get watery eye just watching somebody else do it.
Yeah.
No chance.
She got on one of those boogie board things in the wave.
I saw that
thing
video.
Where you're surfing.
Yeah. Next time you're away, I already downloaded all of your content from your cruise. So next time you're not on the show, we're gonna have another Where's Josh.
What is your next trip, George? Because I got some stuff for you.
Oh no!
Where in the world is George?
June 11th.
There we go.
Oh, that's funny.
All right.
Okay.
So
what do we got this week coming up? This is a big weekend.
This is Memorial Day weekend. This is the unofficial kickoff to the summer. And there is I don't know about you guys, but I look forward to this long weekend for many reasons. One, it's my anniversary. We got married on Memorial Day weekend 25 years ago. So this is like I love Memorial Day weekend. 2, it's supposed to be warm. You know, I mean, that's when the summer starts. People cooking out, grilling. You guys were talking about grilling last week. I was actually getting hungry listening to what you got opinions. And I will tell you, though, if you're up north towards the Roscoe Rockton area, Main Street Meats is the place to go. They are just phenomenal. You can get a great burger there. You get cuts and steaks and chops, just like you did opinions last week for your event. Another great local butcher. I was told it was pinions.
Oh, my mother-in-law calls it pinions all the time, and she gets corrected all the time.
Well, whatever it is. Yeah, all I know is I cited a house down there about maybe 7 years ago, right down the street from there. And we went there for lunch every day because they do lunch specials where you could go in and it's a home cooked meal every day for lunch with like a salad and meats and brats or whatever they have going that day. So, and it's really affordable and awesome food. But yeah, we got our big weekend going on, and one of those big things. My notes just disappeared. There we go. So the biggest thing though about this weekend, Memorial Day weekend, is Harvard Milk Days. Just 40 minutes east of us. We got this huge festival going on the 27th and the 27th, 28th, and 29th. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Harvard Milk Days, which is a great festival.
And again, this episode airs Friday. So today, tomorrow, and Sunday.
Yes, 27, 28, 29 for those listening. And then I found that it is a great weekend for baseball. And Josh, you played baseball. So you did. So just so you guys know, Rockford's own Rockford Rivets has their opening day on Monday, May 30th at 6:05 p.m. That is the pitch. And it's their opening day. And if you don't know the Rockford Rivets, they are college league ball. I mean, these kids are hustling. They work hard, and it is some good baseball. And it's a great time for you to take the whole family out. You could get
very affordable too.
Oh, and you could get seats out in the bleachers, like bleacher seats where you're sitting out there and they got a little bar set up back there. You get cans of beer and hot dogs and everything. And it's like, it's so cheap to go support these young guys. They're trying to like live their dream and possibly go to the minors or the majors. And
so all these guys are college athletes. The Rivets play in the Northwoods League. So it's all the Midwest, northern states. So they do a lot of traveling all around the Midwest, up north. And they're not getting paid to play. So that's the crazy part. They're taking their summers to come play the best baseball that they can play. And, it's a good way for them to get out and scouts to see them. So really come support these guys. They're not professional athletes. They're amateur athletes. They're playing the game of baseball because they love it, not because they have to, right? Which is kind of the cool thing about college sports.
Right. And these are the kind of guys that go on to play like the Olympic teams because they're not professional athletes and they play baseball in the Olympics every 4 years. I mean, definitely the heart is there and they give it their all and they're not getting much out of it other than the love of the game.
Yep.
Also, the Sky Carps.
Yeah,
those are professional baseball players. And yes, go support the Sky Carps. I mean, that stadium is gorgeous.
They play this weekend.
Yeah, I was able to go there last year, and it was very enjoyable for my family.
Right. So the new stadium right there in Beloit, they're playing the Lug Nuts at 1:00 on Sunday. So you could make it a full baseball day very easily. You could go watch the Sky Carps play, which that's also very affordable, being a minor league team. And they're affiliated with the Miami Marlins.
Yep.
So, which makes sense. I mean, the logos look really cool together. Sky Carps. They were the Beloit Snappers. That was their old affiliation. They changed the names with the new stadium. But you could easily go watch a Sky Carp game at 1 and then go finish your night out with the Rivets that night and have a full day of baseball and just.
Are they going to have fireworks?
I do not know that for certain. I do not know for certain, but that's Monday. I'm assuming there'll be some kind of fireworks at one of these events because, Monday is Memorial Day. That is the key. And we do have here in Rockford from 9 a.m. to noon will be the parade downtown Rockford.
Yeah.
To remember, to memorialize our soldiers that have fallen, the people that have served. And there will also be a ceremony with that. So, I mean, that's the true meaning of the holiday.
I'm sure they do like a gun salute.
Well, they have a whole thing at one of the parks right at the end of the parade route. So they run through from like 7th Street up through downtown, and then where they end at the park is where the ceremony is. And for all that information, it's very easy to find. If you want to find that and anything else going on, you could just Google things to do in Rockford Memorial Day weekend, and you will get a list of everything. And if you want to end your night on Monday, knowing you have to go to work the next day, but you don't want to cook out, you've had enough cookouts, you've had enough baseball, the Grand Avenue Pub in Beloit. If you like blues music, they do Blues Monday. It starts this coming Monday. It's every Monday that they do blues. And this week from 7 to 10, Monday, May 30th, they have the Dave Potter Trio. So if you like the blues, they're the blues bar in town. They do it every Monday night, starting on the 30th. And I believe it's running all summer. So some great local events. City Market is going on again. You guys mentioned that premiered last week. Tonight, this is airing on Friday. So tonight, City Market again, downtown Rockford. I'm definitely going to try to make it down to one of these very soon. We can maybe do a Reppin the Stateline live on Facebook when we're all down there. Maybe we should all get down there for a day.
Yeah, it'd be fun. You could do a little outing.
But
bring the kiddos.
That's the stuff going on around the Rockford area right now for this weekend. And of course, there's going to be a barbecue at George's house, so you guys can stop there. Everybody could go to George's house on Sunday for a cookout.
I am, huh?
You cooking those steaks on the grill or in your newfound way in the kitchen?
I don't know. That's definitely. I'm very excited about the fact that I can grill now indoors.
Now, the pan you use, though, I heard you seared them, but then when you put in the oven, did you have a pan that could go from stovetop to oven? Or did you have to transfer them into another pan?
No.
What kind of pan was that, George?
I don't know, but I think it was Teflon.
Cast iron?
Yes.
A cast iron pan. Well, that would make sense because there's only one other one that Gordon Ramsay talks about that you could do that with. Which, love to cook, hate to clean up. So you want to get a good pan that's easy to work with. That's kind of why I like grilling so much too. It's always ready. So, all right. Well, that's what I got for the events for this weekend. Other than big.
Do you guys have anything cool going on this weekend? I mean,
well, I'm going to go see. It's only been 36 years. And it's the sequel to Top Gun. Maverick is in the theater this weekend. We're going to see it.
Oh,
really?
Well, that's so I will give you a movie review next week.
Shout out for movies. I don't think I can ever go to another theater now in the area. You got to go to the Beloit Cinemas. They all their theater seats have the recliners with the air conditioning and the heaters built in.
Really?
What?
It is amazing. Yes, if you haven't done it yet.
All the theaters in there, every one.
Pretty much. That everyone that I've been to, you go, if you get tickets, go up there, you can make reservations, and it's just as cheap, if not cheaper than AMC. But they all have the recliners now with the built-in air conditioning and heating. I won't ever go to another theater now in the area. So shout out to them because they renovated all their theaters, and it's amazing.
Beloit Cinemas, all right, because that used to be where you would go to see the old movies. They did $2 showings before they did the renovations.
Do you guys know where else they used to have dollar movies at?
Where?
Northtown Mall. Remember that?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Sorry, that's before my time. That's before my time.
JB, I would definitely check that out.
I will definitely have to try that.
They probably are showing it, and you will not be disappointed.
I am a big fan of the AMC 14 in McChesney Park, though. And I'm just saying, because we went just a few weeks ago, we saw Doctor Strange, because, I'm a big Marvel guy, love Marvel movies. Venice actually likes Doctor Strange. She liked the Avenger movies. And so we went to go see it. And we're like, oh, wait, there's a bar. And we got drinks, drinks.
Really?
She got a glass of Pinot Grigio. I got a Jameson ginger, and we went.
So here's a question for you:
had a drink.
What was more expensive, the drink at AMC or the drink on your cruise? $15. I mean,
the drink. Well, I'll tell you right now, the drinks at AMC. Get the alcohol at AMC 14. It's cheaper than the popcorn. I'm just.
Wow. So it's kind
I don't mean. I mean, it's comparable. I mean, it's not an expensive drink. It's no more expensive than going to Buster's or one of the bars around that are right near the theater. What's the one right by the theater there?
Rascals.
Rascals. That's it. I always say Buster's. I mean Rascals. Buster's on the other side of town. Office. Yeah, exactly. And Buster's has a great hamburger. I will tell you that right now.
Buster's has an amazing pizza. Surprisingly.
I've never had their pizza. I've always had their hamburger at Buster's and their homemade potato chips.
And they have this special salad, and it comes with homemade deep fried sausage on top, crumblies on top.
Really?
Yeah, with their homemade they make their in-house dressing. Oh yeah.
I got something for you, Josh.
Yes.
So yesterday, based off of your review, I went to Firehouse for lunch at a lunch outing at Firehouse, and I did try the wrap that you spoke so highly of.
Oh, the Atomic Buffalo?
Yes. It was hot and it was good. I'm not gonna lie. It was impressive. It was definitely. I normally get their
had a buffalo chicken wrap better than that in town.
In town, not really. I mean, it was really good.
I have not had I have not had that atomic buffalo wrap yet, so I can't tell you if I've had a better one. But I will
Yeah, it was
say,
impressive. So
I
good
will
call
say
on
that
that one, Josh.
the buffalo chicken wrap that I've had multiple times at Fozzie's is phenomenal.
I have yet to try Fozzie's. I did have their, so we were at Fozzie's today. All three of us were.
Yes, we were.
I had the Hawaiian barbecue. Was it chicken?
Was it like sriracha?
No, sriracha honey chicken flatbread. Excellent work. Shout out to Nick and his staff over at Fozzie's. They're always innovating, changing their menu, bringing out new seasonal items, bringing out a feature menu.
Yeah.
Always keeping things fresh. And you know what? I have the privilege of being friends with Nick on Facebook, and I see him and Michelle. They went to the Vegas bar trade show or whatever you call it, conference. They went to another one downtown Chicago. They're always trying to improve. They're always working on themselves and their business and trying to make it better. And that's probably why it's one of my favorite places in town. Their food is phenomenal. I've yet to have a bad thing at Fozzie's.
So some of my office mates here had a networking lunch at Arrow today.
Okay.
And guess who was in town?
No, Chef Duffy.
Mr. Chef Duffy himself. They got a picture with him and everything. He was in town today, revamping their menu. I guess here to come. I don't know much about it. I don't know any. They didn't give us any insider detail, no insider trading on the menu vamp. But Chef Duffy was spotted in Rockford, Illinois.
So, if you don't know who Chef Brian Duffy is, he is an executive chef who was featured most prominently on Bar Rescue with John Taffer. John Taffer goes into bars that are struggling and would teach them how to run a more efficient business, up to their menu, how to make better cocktails. And so the old bar that used to be where Arrow is, the owners, it was more of like a dive bar in town. It was there forever. And they actually hired Chef Duffy to come up with a concept and a menu. And part of the deal is he stays on as a consultant. I've met Chef Duffy there multiple times. He was actually one of the first celebrities to follow me on Twitter. So I was like, whoa, that was kind of amazing for me. But I'm a big fan of his food. And he's just the most down-to-earth guy. And he will talk for hours, and he loves good food and he loves good drinks. And anybody that knows me knows I love good food and good drinks too. So it was just a great bonding experience. But his menu was phenomenal.
That means we're gonna have to go there in the next couple of weeks
for the new features. Yeah, because that's one of those things. Like he started the whole poutine in Rockford area because nobody else was doing it until they did it, and then everybody started doing it. So it was one of those weird things. Yes, Georgie.
I was saying, so what are we doing? The tour of Riverside of all the restaurants and bars. While we're at it, there's another one that I have not been to, but you all know where Buddy's Burgers is.
Oh, I love Buddy's Burgers.
It's so good. Yeah, shout out to them. They make an incredible burger in town. But next to them, there's Urban Force Craft Brewing. Apparently, it's supposed to be pretty amazing. I have yet to go, but that's another place we got to visit. Another small business right on Riverside. That's a good little alley that they're developing with all the different restaurants and bars. And
well, I have a feeling we need to, we did our Taco Tuesday. We've done the tacos. We've eaten tacos everywhere in Rockford, it seems. But burgers seem to be the key. Everybody loves a good burger. I've been down probably 3 times in the last 2 months to Baker Street Burgers down over there off of Alpine near Highcrest. And I haven't had a bad burger yet.
Very good burgers.
I tried different
Buddy's
ones each
Burgers
time.
Is good.
Buddy's Burgers, I've been there. I had lunch there with you, I believe, a few years ago. And it was an amazing burger. I haven't been back, which is sad. Stockyard, I hear, has an amazing burger.
15th
down the other end of the 15th and Chris. I'm a big fan of his burger. So I think we need to do the best burger in Rockford.
Yeah, I'd like to. I'm down for that challenge. But first, next week, we're gonna have a pizza off.
Pizza off.
We're
gonna pick 3 pizza places, and
so I'd say we each get a medium pizza.
Don't need a medium or medium. All right, fine. Medium pizza each.
My favorite, I guess we can all pick our favorite pizza from that place.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring Lino's. You bring Giuseppe's, and then Rhoda's gonna bring Papa John's. No, just kidding.
Papa John's. What, we can't do a Papa John's Supreme? What?
Papa John's butter sauce is unmatched.
Oh, I guess.
Mm.
I'm not a big fan of like the fast food pizza.
Me neither.
Yeah, but
I don't call
Papa
it pizza.
John's
It's
butter
something
garlic,
different.
that butter sauce that Papa John's makes is unmatched. I mean, it is so good.
I hear you, but I don't know. So,
What
any
else
other
we
big
got
plans
This
week?
Hanging
Not
out with
really.
family, man.
Yep.
We
Family
got a
time.
weekend off. Good family time.
My girls finished their school this week. Got a couple half days for Lily, and she's done. Emma's done on Friday. So getting ready for summer. I'm excited because my older daughter does not have school Friday, but my younger daughter does. So Daddy and Lily are gonna go for breakfast at Potato Shack, and we're gonna sit at the bar and have Pete cook for us. It's gonna be quite the experience. I'm excited. She's excited because she never gets to do this. So that'll be on the tap for this weekend.
So what time Friday are we going to Potato Shack?
After 8 o'clock, after drop off. 8
All right.
o'clock, I'll be there. And then we're probably gonna barbecue this weekend. I won't lie. That's in the cards. We have a hot tub, so there'll probably be some hot tub time and relaxation. Try and get some R&R because we're closed Monday officially. But you know that, I mean, John, our work doesn't stop, so we're always open. But
we work all the time, no matter what. It was same with Josh. I mean,
Yep.
but especially on a holiday weekend, how many phone calls is Josh going to get about accidents?
A fair amount.
True that.
So I mean, that's just what it is. It is. I mean, it's the nature of what we do for a living, but we try to have balance. I know whenever we can. Are you frozen, Josh? Nope. All right.
Nope.
So
Nope, I'm not frozen.
nope, we got to keep moving along, but you call when you need. We're here when people need us. That's what it is with our business.
We talked about this, but I want to give it some attention. That last episode we had a couple things that are view only. We're a podcast first and foremost, so
right.
I mean, most people that are listening to us are downloading our content and listening. I mean, that's what the point of the podcast is. But we do have occasionally we throw in content where you want to see us, and which is why we throw it up on YouTube channels. So don't hesitate to visit our YouTube channels. We want to make sure you know that it is visible for video on YouTube, on Selling the Stateline with John, Home with George with myself, and To Be Continued with Josh. But we'll have YouTube.
That's the name of the channel. To Be Continued with Josh.
There you go. They're doing your hard work for you. To Be Continued with Josh. But no, so don't hesitate to jump on the video to see some of the stuff that we throw into our videos that do involve needing to view versus listen.
And you'll also find it where it all began on Facebook, Reppin the Stateline. There'll be a link there. It's very easy. Follow the group, join the group, interact with us, guys. Leave us comments, like and subscribe, and leave a review. That's all we can ask for. If you like what you're hearing, we're doing this. I mean, it's fun. We're just kind of like three guys sitting around talking about stuff going on in our area and what we're doing. But I mean, if there's something you want us to talk about, reach out to us. We're always here to take your comments and tell us where the best pizza is in town or the best burger. How about we do that? If nobody has it, I will pick a place. But if somebody between now and our episode next week sends me a message and says this is the best pizza in town, my pizza will be the pizza of their choice.
There you go.
So I will represent Rockford. You guys have your east side, west side thing going, and I'll represent the people of Rockford, the people's choice. So in the comments, tell us what you want. Tell us who you think is the best pizza, and I will represent that. And we will have a pizza off. All right.
I really like that idea. I think it's going to be fun. Next week's going to be a blast.
It's our first time to be all in person.
Yeah, we're going to be all sitting at one table rather than in front of microphones like this. But we'll still have microphones. We'll just be sitting comfortably around a table. How's your video? How's your vlog going? John? I saw that you just had another update on it.
The vlog is going well. I actually pre-recorded one while I was away that launched while I was gone.
There you go.
But yeah, you could find the vlog episodes always on Selling the Stateline. They're in between. They don't come out the same day as this podcast. They're usually on like Monday or Tuesday. This week we don't have anything going. Next week it'll be started up again. But it's just little tidbits, talking with business owners within the area and little things about the housing market. A lot of housing updates. If you're looking to buy, this is the time to do it. And these guys will tell you it's. I'd rather try to buy something now at whatever the interest rates are today than wait 6 months and then they're double. You don't know. Everybody
or the values are 50,000 higher. I mean, it's funny how the market's just so hot right now.
Well, I read a great article recently in Chicago Agent Magazine that said, yes, the closing numbers are down from last year because we only have a fraction of the houses available to buy. But a house goes on the market and it's selling within 2 or 3 days. So sales are up, just not the number. Huh?
I don't even think it's lasting that long here in our area.
Sometimes
it depends.
Some properties they take, they set like a deadline, if I understand correctly, where they're going to pick the offer at a certain date time and they give opportunity for offers to come in. And sometimes they present it as they come in and they accept it sooner. So
right.
Yeah.
So each client is an individual. So for me, if I'm helping a seller, if they say, I just want this sold quick and at a great price, so I want to see all offers right away as they come, and we're going to do it that way. Then it's a first come, first serve, and you want to put your best. But I have other clients that want to see what they can get, and they say, put it on the market Friday, hold an open house Sunday, and we will look at all offers at 5:00 on Monday. And they will just have 100 people go through that house over 3 days. You'll have probably 60, 70, 80 offers. And then you have to go through each of them and, look for the best terms. And the best terms are not always the highest price. I just want you all to remember that.
Yeah.
So working with a great lender like George, that's a better term than working with some blank person at a big .com company where you're part of a call center when you call. So, I mean, that's the difference with a lot of it. So local lenders, local vendors, better terms. I don't understand why people.
A little snippet on the insurance.
Yeah.
I said a little snippet on the insurance side of things, though. But if you are looking for a house, know that newer mechanicals and newer roof and siding and all that stuff does give you a significant rate decrease in premiums on your home. So if you do find a home and you're like, I don't know, and the roof's within 3 years and the furnace is within 5, water heaters within 6 or 7, that's going to allow you to have really competitive rates on the home insurance side of things, which will in the end might be able to get you to make an offer that's a little bit higher than you're comfortable with, just because that you're going to save on the home side, insurance side. So
right.
Awesome.
All right,
awesome
guys.
Stuff. I think that's all we got for this week. It's weather's going to turn next week. We're gonna have some rain here in the next couple days, from my understanding. But
should we have a segment? Week, weather with George?
No.
This weather report brought to you by George.
No, the mortgage dad.
By the mortgage dad.
There you go.
Well, no. Actually, it's supposed to get back up into the 80s for next week, so I'm very happy to hear that.
Yeah, we should really. I mean, hey, Monday's the first day of summer, unofficially, so
yes.
We should see some really good weather over the next couple months. Let's enjoy it. Enjoy the times with your families this weekend. Enjoy Memorial Day weekend, and we'll see you next week live. Not live. We'll see you next week. We're gonna be
in person.
We're gonna be live here at Torby Financial Insurance.
You got it.
And what we will do, and maybe we'll just do a quick Facebook Live the day we record, to let all the people kind of interact with us for a few minutes. Little snippet, just because we're going to be there. But there you go. Remember to like, subscribe, leave a review wherever you find podcasts. We're on iTunes, we're on Amazon Music, we are on Spotify, we are on Google Music, we're on Buzzsprout. and of course, YouTube channels and Facebook. So please, 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 if you like the content, follow the content.
It's only going to get better too. As we get into different seasons and different times, we're going to have more and more. We're going to have more and more things to discuss, opportunities, events, things. So it should be a fun ride.
Yes,
and
on
board.
And if any of you guys have something that you want to promote or get out there, reach out to one of us. We'd love to either have you on or get the information to relay it to the people of the Stateline. Don't be shy. Reach out to us.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, till next week.
Until next week.